WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 5.
New results show Michigan has some homework to do when it comes to the literacy levels of students. It's our top story at 5. Thank you for joining us. I'm Siobhan Klepfer. Jorma is off tonight. Recent test results brought the House Oversight Committee together today, and members had a lot of questions for Michigan education leaders. Zach Parise joins us now with the details of the hearing and what some are calling concerning results. Zach, what can you tell us?
Siobhan, as the school year comes to an end, some at the Capitol are concerned that certain students might not be getting the education that they actually need. State Superintendent Michael Rice and State Board of Education President Pamela Pugh spoke before the committee, saying the challenges the education system currently faces are not new ones. Pugh says that for too long, decisions have been made with cost cutting in mind first and not what's best for the students. They say they're trying to dig out of this hole right now, pointing out that the number of students scoring well on the AP exam is actually up more than 30% over the last 2 years. However, one state representative has concerns about literacy rates in young students. He says numbers are headed in the wrong direction.
In 2024, NAEP reported 75% of our 4th grade students cannot read at grade level. Unfortunately, our numbers are going the wrong direction. NAEP back in 2005 said we were 33% were proficient. In 2007, it went up to 34%. It's been a steady decline since and rapidly falling since 2019.
And Pugh says it takes time to address issues like this one, saying that the board knows that they have a lot of work to do. And Pugh also says that the Board of Education has introduced initiatives to improve literacy in the most underserved groups and says they continue to seek funding both state and federally to help students with disabilities. Back to you.
All right, Zach, thank you. Staying in the State House, lawmakers also took time today to hear from doctors and other health advocates about the dangers of tobacco and how to keep it away from kids. The CDC says more than 16,000 adults die in Michigan every year as a result of smoking. That's more than AIDS, alcohol, car accidents, illegal drugs, murders, and suicides combined, they say. Well, today, members from several tobacco prevention agencies spoke with state lawmakers to highlight the toll tobacco is taking on Michiganders, both physically and financially, and how they say weak rules and regulation leads to illegal sales to minors.
It continues to be the leading cause of preventable death and disease in the United States and in Michigan. It kills nearly 500,000 Americans a year and 16,200 Michigan adults, so that's the entire population of Traverse City every year. For every person who dies from smoking or tobacco-related illness, it leaves at least 30 people still alive who have a serious smoking-related illness.
Tobacco control advocates say more money needs to be spent to help educate people on the dangers of tobacco use. In Michigan in 2021, smoking among adults was 17%, higher than the national average of 14%. Speaking of addiction, this year marks 65 years of local service for Mid-Michigan Recovery Services. The organization started in 1960 as an alcoholism information center and has since grown to help people with all kinds of addiction. In addition to celebrating its accomplishments, today the organization also hosted a community conference. A lineup of experts were invited to speak and share their knowledge about the challenges facing Michiganders and possible solutions, including Michigan's Chief Medical Executive, Dr. Natasha Bagdasarian, who served as the keynote speaker. The executive director of Mid-Michigan Recovery Services says there's still a lot of work to be done.
Background issues, of course, make it really harder once folks do realize that there's an issue. We serve just the poorest here at Mid-Michigan Recovery Services, so it's certainly harder to continue recovery when you may be living in it where your options are less.
Experts also took time today to highlight the progress that has been made in the state, including recently declining drug overdose deaths. Well, getting back to the classroom, Michigan voters who might be unhappy with the current state of education may get a chance next year to vote on a ballot proposal to do something for our kids. Former Michigan Governor Rick Snyder is launching that effort and sat down with our Capitol correspondent Tim Skubic to talk about it.
What's the goal here?
We have to do something for our kids, Tim.
It's terrible.
Governor Rick Snyder is back in the game, and for him, perhaps the final straw was when Mississippi surpassed Michigan on educating their kids better than ours. Michigan is not even near the top of the percentage scale, says the former governor.
If you look at the performance in our state for education, we're in the 40s.
Private citizen Snyder wants to huddle with all the special interest groups and leaders from other states who have cracked this education nut, and then draft a series of recommendations to beef up classroom test scores in Michigan, beginning with kids learning to read by grade 3. His effort is in the early formative stages. He wants something to take to the citizens and then convince them to vote for it.
That could involve something to go on the ballot. It could involve more than one thing on the ballot. It could be legislative efforts.
So you do look at a ballot on 2026 or not?
Likely. But again, I don't want to speculate as to what that would entail at this point.
Almost certain anytime you talk about education reform, raising revenue does come up. The former governor asserts that the current Governor Whitmer and lawmakers have already poured millions of dollars into the schools, and even the current governor confesses the improvements are not there where they need to be. Mr. Snyder observes that money is not at the top of his to-do list right now.
But that is not the first thing you lead with. It's not about just talking about more money.
After the first of the year, Mr. Snyder expects to have recommendations, and he promises to get on the bus for a statewide tour to get the voters on board. The one tough nerd is predicting,
if we're successful, we're going to have a lot more nerds in Michigan.
Vintage Governor Snyder. Your Few in Lansing, Tim Skubic, 6 News.
Thank you, Tim. We are here for you tonight with a road closure in Lansing that will slow some drivers down. The Lansing Board of Water and Light says Mary Avenue from Pleasant Grove Road to Christensen Road will be closed for utility construction beginning today, and that is expected to last until late September. Detours will be posted. To get a closer look at this road work, visit the Scene on 6 section of our website, WLNS.com. Some Republican lawmakers are calling for Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson to be impeached. Republican State Representative James DeSanta accuses Secretary Benson of abuse of power, violating the Constitution, and corrupt conduct. This announcement comes after Benson refused to hand over unredacted election materials that she claims would threaten election security. And Secretary Benson is currently running to be Michigan's next governor. She calls this a smear campaign. We will have a lot more on this coming up for you tonight on 6 News at 6.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We've got showers and storms on the way over the next 24 hours and a cool down. I'm not going to say it was hot out there today, but it was a little on the muggy side, no doubt. A look to our west, satellite and radar, some showers, some thunderstorms, little severe weather, and that will be moving in our direction as this cold front begins to move through. And that's a look at the storm reports from today. I kind of suspect we'll see something similar tomorrow with a few wind reports, probably 40 to 50 miles per hour, maybe some gusts approaching 60, and maybe that will down a few limbs, something like that. But I don't expect anything too terribly organized. The threat overall tomorrow is still level 1, so that's a low-end risk. It's going to come through midday hours, so timing is okay. If it were come through 2 or 3 hours later in the afternoon, maybe the chance would be higher, so glad it's coming through when it is. Rainfall outlook over the next 5 days still paints the yellow, which is an indication of 1 inch or more precipitation. It's going to come in different waves, though, not all at once, so it's not really a flooding concern. The bulk of the rain comes during the day tomorrow, 70% chance, moves south on Thursday, back in the area Friday and Friday night. The Saturday rain is really early in the morning, so we're talking between midnight and probably around 6 a.m. It'll be out of here for the daylight hours, and Sunday is still looking good. A look at precision cast then. The cold front, it's a slow mover. It's on our doorstep by early tomorrow morning, and the precipitation kind of lags behind the front a little bit. So mid-morning hours, some showers and storms roll through, a bit of a break, a few more showers possible in the late afternoon or evening. Then our front continues to move to the south and east, and you can see by Thursday morning still some clouds around the clearing line right over mid-Michigan. We'll get some sunshine eventually during the afternoon hours, but a little more moisture gathers to the southwest, and that'll be our second system that will move in as we head into Friday, and probably not until Friday afternoon or Friday evening into very early Saturday morning. Temperatures are currently warm outside, 87 Owasso and St. John's, mid-80s Lansing through the south towards Jackson and the state line as well. A look from the Skyview Network today. We've got a few little cumulus clouds but they're not really growing much despite the warm weather. There's just not a lot of instability, so just warm and windy across the area today. In Grand Ledge, the haze continues in the air. Temperatures at 87 degrees after a high of 89. In Jackson, similar story, very warm with a current temperature of 85 degrees. And finally in Hillsdale, some haze in the air, otherwise a nice afternoon. We're at 86 degrees after a high today of 87. Tonight's forecast, low temperature drops to 70. That's it. It's going to be muggy out there. Tomorrow, muggy, but we don't warm much. Highs only climb into the upper 70s with a chance for showers and some storms. The 6-day forecast, Thursday looks good. Friday evening, some rain showers out of here early Saturday morning. And oh yeah, this Saturday is the Funk Fest taking place on Turner Street at Urban Beat from 3 until 11 if you're looking for something fun to do. Mid-70s for highs Sunday and Monday, and then the rest of next week, we're back in the 80s with a few more rain showers late next week.
This, David, all in all, not looking at anything severe, not too warm. Like, it's pretty good. This is nice.
Get some rain, get some warm temperatures. I am totally fine with that.
Sunshine landing on the weekend.
Timed it out just right, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
For once.
Thank you, David. Coming up, the destruction of hundreds of beloved peonies at U of M wasn't just a light prank. Up next, the possible political motivation behind this attack that has everyone asking what happened. Those details are next.